Well, good morning and welcome to another CarpFix episode. And today you are joining me at the very popular Linear Fisheries Brasenose One, and I guess B1 is probably best known for its, getting them central zone swims, fishing right out in the middle of the pond over big beds of bait or zigs and carving them up. Now I'm going to do something completely different. We're now in the height of summer, it's August, and trust me, these fish get around this whole lake, and none more so than the margins themselves. That's where a lot of the weed is, and that is where I'm going to sort of aim and look to fish at this time of the year. Now, at the minute, the swim is not looking very good. It's flat calm out there, and I'm guessing them fish are probably out in the middle of the pond enjoying the sun. But the wind is set to change. According to my weather app, it's going to blow a southwesterly. It blows that wind straight into my margin. I'm not going to be fishing very far out, maybe 10, 12 wraps, over little bits of particle, and hopefully we can nick some bites and nick some big ones. So let's get in the swim and talk some more. Well, at the minute, I tell you what, this corner of the lake looks absolutely lifeless. I've not even seen a roach fart, but according to my weather app that I do trust, this wind is going to get up at around sort of 2, 3 o'clock and start pushing a west-southwesterly, which will push straight into this corner. And these big old gravel pits, it doesn't take much of a wind to get up for the fish to jump on it, and it'll be a new wind as well. And like I mentioned earlier on, they love a corner, and you give them an excuse like a good wind, they will definitely jump on it. And I'd much rather be on fish for the last 36 hours of my session than the first 12 and then camping. So hopefully they'll come, but in the meantime, that gives me a good few hours while I believe there's nothing in this swim to get a marker rod out and find some likely areas that these carp will visit. So I've got a few hours on my hand to find a spot, and that's exactly what I do. Right, a little bit about Brasenose One now. I'm far from in tune with the place. I've not fished it a lot over the last few years, but I had fished it quite a lot growing up when I was sort of like 20 years old, and it offered that big hit style of fishing, which it still does now. You've got a big head of carp in here in 30 acres and lots of big ones. The beast, as they call it, the beast of Brasenose, is over 50 pounds, which for a day ticket carp is massive. And to go along with that, you've got loads of 40s, stupid amount of 30s, and the 20s, if you catch 10 carp, the chances are they're all going to be 20 pounders. But, the fish have matured over the years, they're getting on a little bit now, and them big hits, you've really got to work from them. But at this time of the year, they can be caught anywhere on the lake. You've got a narrow end of the lake and you've got quite a larger end at the other. Do not neglect your margin fishing. They get in right tight, especially on a good wind, but don't neglect the back of it as well, because the fishing up here, when you're on them, it can be really good. Right, we're just about ready to rock and roll. A bit weedier than what I expected, but that is a good thing. A little corner peg like this, a little bit of wind, a little bit of weed. They will be living their dream once they get in there, and but found a banging spot amongst the weed. Oh, another one just bushed in here as well. Mate, they're coming. It's like SeaWorld out here now. Octopus, a couple of dolphins. We need now is a spot, come on. That's the one, surely. Nice. Oh my word, that is it. Money. Money. I'm going to come in a little bit shorter, about there. Now it's not huge, and if I'm honest with you, I think it's going to be a case of a one rod on each spot type of affair. Too many rods in the water, in a little pokey corner as well, can easily push them off, they start bumping into lines. So I'm going to fish fluorocarbon straight through like I always do. One rod on each spot, probably quite far away from each other. One in the corner where I've already found a lovely spot, and the other one, I've actually seen a couple of fish just as the entrance to the bay. So I've got 2 ambush points. One as they're coming in, hopefully I'll nick a few there, but once they're in that bay and in that weed, I reckon that could be our banker rod. So I'm gonna get these in as another one just hits the surface. It's very, very sunny, and one to the left. Now, they're coming in now, but they are very much on the surface as you'd expect. But when it does come round to bite time, which I believe, this time of the year is early morning, we could have a good one, but I'm gonna get these in and get this one out. Right, let's touch on bait a little bit. Now, this is a busy day ticket lake. The swims during the summer months certainly are one in, one out. Everyone's putting bait out. Everyone is sort of fishing nice and tidy, 3 rods on a spot. So my bait to me has to be in the best possible condition it can be in. I've been using hemp and tigers, now I've not used lots, but what I have done is use quality over quantity. You know, I cook all my particles, they're all freshly prepared, and they're all at their peak state. Okay, it's not tigers that I've cooked 3 weeks ago and I'll just bring them along. These are tigers that I've cooked on the Thursday, I've waited till the Monday till they're absolutely perfect, and now I'm using them. And you only get a certain amount of time out of any bait, I think, that it's when it's at its peak performance. And that's when I want to use it, because like I said, this lake sees a lot of bait and I want my bait to stand out from the rest. Come on the wind. Cooking my gas now, boy. Woo! The old weatherman was right. He was right. Well, it didn't take long for that wind to switch round and the carp to get straight on it. So there's no better feeling when it all folds out exactly how planned. Get in there. It's the beauty of a little corner like this, you know. A little bit shallower than the rest of the lake. You've got that weed as well. So getting midday bites, it can happen. Out in the middle of the pond, you know, where you've got 13, 14 foot of water, you know, you're really reliant on bite times and conditions. One just jumped plumb on me. Only a small one, but they're here. Nice little linear and all. Lovely mouthing in. All the way. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Love it when a little plan comes together, man. One rod on the money. That's all you need sometimes. That is all you need. The beauty of these little quick change slip D rigs, you can quickly get a rod back out on the money. And yeah, that one dropped the lead, so I'm going to put the collar in that next time, because even though there's a little bit of weed around, it's mainly low-lying Canadian, and there really is no need to drop leads in that situation. So I'm going to pop the collar in that one, and yeah, stop them leads dropping. Really is no need. Apart from my hook change though, good to go. Well, what a lovely way to kick things off. And I tell you what, they have turned up in numbers, and it didn't take long at all. I tell you what, it didn't take long for them to get them on the bait either. You know, like the hemp and tigers this time of the year, they can really, really catch them out. And yeah, midday bite at all. Totally out the blue, but more than welcome. And lovely little start, probably 18, 19 pounds. And the way they're showing out there is a few big ones as well. So I'm gonna put this one back, get the other rod out. I've got 2 spots rocking now. I've got another rod at 7 wraps. It's all ready to rock and roll. There's fish in the area. It's looking good. I'm buzzing.